And hello, welcome everyone on YouTube. Welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about a little bit more about my Python template file, which is it might be useful for object-oriented programming in classes. So let me show you my template file, okay, which you may or may not find useful. Okay, so usually, right, when you like to type in classes or you want to design classes, you want to have a class declaration for sure. Excuse me. But then you will want to actually test your class as well. So usually you will, for example, if you have some functions, you will have a driver function as well. C++ will have a main function which you use to run all your other functions. Likewise, for Python, I like to have a set of functions that help to test the functionality or do whatever you want with regards to this class. So I have a class to run tests, and this functions as sort of a class to hold all my driver scripts. Okay. Okay, so yeah. However, a problem you may run into in what do you call that? Python object-oriented programming is well, you may of course hold on. Yeah, so oops. Yeah. Anyway, I was wanting to say that yeah, I want to have a whole class of tests which I can use to test and debug the class that I'm writing. So I can run multiple tests here, and the moment I run a certain debug test, and of course I want to see the code in future, I can leave it here and like make a new function, and then I'll just put everything in the test class. Okay. However, the problem is that when I use the Python command line, okay, and when I use the Python command line to debug classes, okay, it may not be that convenient to reload your classes. That's why you usually need to have an import library of some sort and use the reload function. Okay, so if you can see over here, the reload function I'll use here to keep reloading the modules. Okay, I will use it to reload the modules. Yeah. So this is the function I use. It's called the reload function from import library in module. Of course, there are lots of what do you call that? There are lots of important. I mean, there are lots of lines you probably need to type out, and I don't like to keep typing these things out just to do debugging. Okay, so the way I do it is the way I like to do it is to use a class to reload the other classes. So this is what the workspace function over here does. It uses this class actually reloads the other classes in this object. Okay, I think not all of it's perfect yet. I think this get class object is kind of outdated. I'm deprecating it now. So let me save. I'll probably update that on Git later. Yeah. But the whole purpose of this workspace class is to reload this test class. And this test class will then load whatever class you want to have, and you can keep testing it as and how you like. And once you're finished with this so-called test class, you can actually just chuck it aside and use exclusively this class over here, whatever your class is, and you can use it to what do you call that? You can use it as a class you use in other classes or other driver functions. Okay. The last bit I want to highlight is the print help part. The print help part actually just tells you, it reminds you what to do to get load your test function or at least load your tests over here. Right? How do you load your test objects here? And then of course there is also a function to help load return an object from your class. So what am I saying here? Okay, so this workspace class is here to load the test class, and this test class has a function to return whatever object, return an object instance of the class that you have here, so that I don't need to use this workspace class to reload both your class and test. This test class will load your class. Okay, and this print help here will just tell you the instructions of how to use this. So I'm not going to explain how this thing works just yet. That will be very long. But to start using it, just be sure of what the template file looks like. Okay, this is the template file. So I can dir python3, and then I will load I'll use import template file. Okay, and then all you need to do is just copy and paste. Okay, Control Shift C, Control Shift V, just very much like Linux. Just make sure this option here is checked if you want to use a command prompt. And then the next thing to do is to get a test object, and then if you want to return your object, you just copy and paste, and you should have this what do you call that, object returned. Now and of course the problem with having a template file is that every time you change the name of, for example, if you change the name of your class here, then you need to change this your class. You need to change the name this class, your class, and your class over here. So you need to change your class, your class name here 3 times at least. So or at least 4 times. If you take a look, this is the 4th time you need to change your class, because this is one of the you have to list the name of your class and you have to change it 4 times here. And of course, if you want to use the import libraries, you have to actually specify the name of your module, which is the name of this Python file. This entire Python file is also called a module, which can hold multiple classes. So every time you change your module file, the way you import your classes will have to change as well. Okay, fortunately there is a way to programmatically do that, and I have done the work already. So let me clear this up, and the moment I can actually copy template file.py, and I name it my module 1.py, right? So I'll call this, okay, actually I have some custom scripts that that make me able to use ls instead of dir. It's way more convenient to type. Okay, so my module 1.py. Okay, so if you change your module name, all you have to do is to change the file name, and everything else will follow. It is all programmed in. So all you need to do is import my module 1.py. Then you just copy and paste the same things here, and then copy and paste the same things here, and okay. This is the first part is to import my module 1. Second one is to load the workspace class. Okay, you're loading this workspace class. Then after that, I'm using the workspace class to load, okay, to do object declaration of the test class. So the test class is over here. I'm using the workspace class to do all the reloading. When I have this get method, get test object, that actually reloads all the it actually runs the import library reload functions, and it starts this test class, and this test class will be able to return an object based on your class, so that you can run it as and how you like. So I'll just stop now. I'll not explain how this code works, but I will what I have done is just to explain how to use the code. Alright, so if you're interested, okay, yeah, the Git repository for it is here. Okay, I have it in my pythonStuff Git repository. Okay, so once I push it on GitHub, I can leave the link in the description. You should be able to access it. Thanks for watching.